Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम
सीताराम सीताराम सीताराम जय लखन हनुमान
सीताराम 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 जय लक्ष्मण राम।
जय जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद
की जय।
जय
हरि बोल।
Hare Bol. Thank you, Mataji, for the kirtan.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Prabhu.
much. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining today. Today is our day 6, the 6th day of Ramayana, Ramakatha. So wonderful, so nice that everybody is here today, especially an auspicious Ekadashi day. And let's welcome all of you saying 3 times Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Also
Hari
welcome
Bol.
His Grace Hari Kishore Prabhu and His Grace Amritananda Prabhu to take us to the Kishkinda Kanda, take us to the Sundara Kanda and Yuddha Kanda if time permits. Take us to the entire journey, the core journey of Lord Ram's. This is what is called climaxic or climax of the entire journey of Lord Ram. So let's welcome all of Prabhuji, Hari Kishore Prabhu and Amritananda Prabhu saying 3 times Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Please
Hari
begin,
Bol.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gnanjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Khadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakkamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Thank you all, dear devotees, for joining this wonderful session of Ram Katha series. Today is day 6, as Simashi Prabhu said. This is my great fortune to talk about Ramayana. To prepare this one with to prepare for this Ramayana, I read so much that I had never read about Ramayana before, that much. Okay, and for this I want to thank Simeshwar Prabhu for giving me opportunity to talk today, and I also want to thank Amritananda Prabhu in advance, because if I whatever the mistakes I make now, he has to cover in the next session, so he'll start from the next one. So Amritananda Prabhu, please get ready. And now with this one, Ram Katha is very, very interesting. My today's talk is based upon the Valmiki Ramayana. Valmiki Ramayana has 7 kandas. Okay, so based upon the Valmiki Ramayana, and also from different speakers, I heard from different speakers here and there, and I just try to use their knowledge. I don't have any knowledge, any qualification, but I'm just trying to use their knowledge and pass that knowledge to all of you. just trying to be as it is. So that is what I'm trying to do today. Um, Now, that being said, Ramayana, as I said, has 7 kandas, Valmiki Ramayana, and the first 3 kandas have been covered. Um, Balakanda, Ayodhya Kanda, and Aranya Kanda. And today, it's a big task for us, for both of us, for Amritananda Prabhu and myself. So we're going to cover 3 kandas, whatever we have covered so far are 3 kandas. But today, one day, we are going to cover 3 kandas. Each and every verse of Ramayana or Valmiki Ramayana is very, very important. They are imbued with nice messages everywhere. Every verse, every word, every conversation is learning for us, for all the living beings, especially the conversations of Ram with different other entities, and the conversations of other personalities in Ramayana. They are very, very important. They give you deep knowledge, like, we can live with it. Ram is a Maryada Purushottam, so he has set an example properly on how to behave, how to be a human being. So that is he's the Narottama. He came as Nara, and he's Narottama because he has set an example for all the living beings on how to live your life. All the human beings, not living beings, yeah, all the human beings, on how to live your life and how to lead your life perfectly. Okay. That being said, what I want to say is, like, Ramayana is about 24,000 verses. So today we are going to cover Kishkinda Kanda, Sundara Kanda, and Yuddha Kanda. So please bear with us and bless us so that we can take this journey and walk you through whatever we have learned nicely. Okay. So before we start, wherever there is a one beautiful verse.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I'm sorry.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, can you hear?
Prabhuji, you have 2 monitors, so you are actually sharing the wrong one, looks like.
Okay.
I am seeing the notes one. I think you want to share the other one.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay. Now, how about now? Can you see it?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt, Prabhuji.
No, that's okay. So that's fine. So thank you, Prabhu, for informing that. So that doesn't make any sense. So now, due to the we have 3 kandas today covering Kishkinda Kanda, Sundara Kanda, and Yuddha Kanda, and tomorrow it will be Uttarakhanda by Akhilesh Krishna Prabhu. So in this one we have 24,000 verses, all are imbued with messages, as I said, and yes. Yeah, so there is one beautiful prayer which explains that Hanumanji is always there wherever there is Ram Katha. So today is also we're starting Kishkinda Kanda. That is this Kishkinda Kanda is the introduction for Hanumanji. Okay, Hanumanji enters Valmiki Ramayana. Valmiki ji introduces Hanumanji into this through this Kishkinda Kanda, in the 4th Kanda of this Ramayana. Okay, so the verse it says is Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Krita Mastakhanjalim Bhashvapari Paripurna Lochanam Marutim Namata Rakshashantakam. So it's a beautiful verse. It says that Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam, wherever there is a Kirtanam, or the glorification of Raghunatha, which is Lord Sri Ram, Hanumanji. Hanumanji Tatra Tatra, there wherever it is, there Kritam Mastakanjalim, with his Krita is hands on the Mastaka, above the Mastaka, which is Mastaka is forehead, above the Mastaka, Hanumanji is putting his hands here, and in the bowing, in bowed down position, he was sitting there, right? And Bhashvapari Paripurna Lochanam, his eyes are filled with tears. His eyes are filled with tears, and he is like with that love, with that intention, he was listening to that Ram Katha. So today, in our presence, I want to pray to Sri Hanumanji also to give me some strength to make my words strong enough or powerful enough to penetrate into your hearts and carry out some message through this Ram Katha. Thank you, all devotees. Okay, so now. that being said, let's go and jump into Kishkinda Khanda. So till now, yesterday we heard that Krishna Ramanda Prabhu and Simeshwar Prabhu they walked us through Aranya Khanda. In the Aranya Khanda ends with Sri Ram and Lakshman looking for Sita Devi. Sita Devi was abducted or taken away by Ravan. So Ram and Lakshman, they were looking for Sita, and they reached Pampa River. Okay, so after right after that, in Kishkinda Kanda, Sri Ram and Lakshman were going through the Kishkinda area, Kishkinda region. Okay, so that region is the king of that region was Vali. So Vali was Vali was a king, and Vali and Shugriva were two brothers. Okay, so they are the Vanara kings. Vanara is they belong to the family of monkeys. Okay, so Vali and Shugriva had they had a fight. Okay, I don't want to go into the details because we have to cover a lot of things. So they had a fight, and Vali had abducted Sugriva's wife. Sugriva's wife's name was Ruma. So he abducted Ruma, and he kicked Sugriva out of the kingdom. Okay, so Sugriva was living in the mountains and forests, and that mountain's name is Rishyamukha, and he was living there. So in search of Sita, Ram and Lakshman were trying to find Ram and Lakshman are trying to find Sita. Okay, so when they were trying to find Sita, they were looking around. They're looking left and right. They're seeing everywhere. So now Sugriva, who is watching from the top, right? He was very scared of Vali. He knows that if Vali comes, he's going to beat him up. So he found these two strangers. They look valiant. They are very strong. They have strong limbs and wide chest. So he was thinking, if these two persons, I have never seen them, maybe Vali has a curse that he cannot come to this Rishyamukha mountain. So he may have sent these two warriors to fight with me or to kill me. And he got disturbed, and he started jumping from one mountain top to the other mountain top. He jumped to Malaya mountains. He jumped to different mountains, and he was jumping around there. He's a monkey anyway. So the best servant, or the best chief minister, or the minister of Sugriva was fortunate enough to get Hanumanji as the minister there. So Hanumanji is a very powerful personality, but he had to become a minister and serve Sugriva for certain time because of the request of his guru. His guru is Surya. Surya has requested Hanumanji to serve Sugriva. That's why he had to serve Sugriva till he meets Ram. So Ram and Lakshman are walking and trying to find Sita, and there Sugriva was tensed to see some new personalities are walking in, and now Hanumanji is asking them, Hanumanji was trying to hold Sugriva and tell him, hey, you are a king, now behave like a king. Kings will not get perturbed by the events. They think about the situation. If you see the quality of a king is like, the king should see the activities going on and figure out, by seeing the activity of a person, the king should completely know what is going on with him, right? So in the same way, these two personalities who are walking into this forest, they're not having their bow and arrows in their hand. They're having them on their shoulder, first point. And the second point is, they are looking left and right. They're trying to find something. If they are coming to kill you, they knew exactly where you were and they were walking in, but they are not doing that. They're trying to find something, and their bow is on the shoulder. So that signs show that there's someone who is not related to Vali, and they are not coming to kill you. Then he gives an idea that Hanumanji goes and approaches them in disguise. He becomes a bhikshuk. Bhikshuk is a like a sannyasi. He becomes a sannyasi. He dressed up as a sannyasi and he goes to meets Ram and Lakshman, and he asks many questions to them. So please remember, I'm trying to not go into the details of the story because yeah, you know the time limits. So basically that's how he brings Ram and Lakshman to Sugriva, and Sugriva makes a friendship with Ram. Actually, Hanumanji tells Sugriva, please make a friendship with Ram and Lakshman so that you'll get back your kingdom, or like they may help you in getting back your kingdom. So now the point I want to mention here is, when the friendship was made, friendship was made like, with some determination, okay, some kind of activity. So the Hanumanji lit up a fire, and it's like a fire in front of the fire. They're taking the oath or vows that we're gonna protect each other. That is, first thing is, Sugriva mentions that I'm going to help Ram to find Sita wherever she is, and I'm going to help her in any way that is possible to bring her back to Ram. And Ram mentions clearly their vows or their oaths are particular and very well defined, neatly defined. It's not like they're uh, not defined well. Okay, it's not absurd or a lot of talking and there is nothing much. So the verses are very concise, and their vows are very concise. They're very particularly taking these vows. So Ram says that my arrows are very sharp, and Bali will see the death. I mean, and he promises that within very quickly. He doesn't say like, maybe after 3 months, after 4 months. No, he says that very quickly Wali will see. Actually, he says the same day, if I remember correctly. He says the same day Wali will see the death or something. So now the vows are clear. At this point, what I want to do is, like, we all know all the stories. So what I want to bring in is Valmiki Maharshi. He brings in a contrast. He's especially in Yuddhakanda, when we see he compares the conversations between the different personalities, like how Rama is behaving or how Ravana is behaving, right? In the same way, at this point, I want to bring up a conversation or the vows taken by the friendship of Ravana and Vali. Okay, so what kind of, in Uttarakhand it comes in, but I'm trying to cover this because there is a comparison there. In Uttarakanda, Valmiki Maharshi mentions that the friendship vows between Ravana and Vali are like this. Ravana says that, I mean, I'm just making it concise. He says that there is a story where Ravana tries to capture Vali, but Vali was very, very strong. So he captures him and puts him under his armpit. And he captures him for 6 months like this, under his armpit. That's so powerful Vali was. Then after leaving it, and he was like, Ravana requests him to leave him. And he says that you are very strong as me. Ravana is saying that, so let's be friends. Why not? I mean, if we fight, it's bad for both of us, and we are not enemies anyway. So let's be good friends. And they also have a fire lit up, and they also take the vows in front of the fire, but the vows are different. So what are the vows? He's saying that, oh bull, I mean, Ravana is saying these words: oh bull among monkeys, in the presence of fire, I wish to enter into an alliance of sincere and enduring friendship with you. What kind of friendship is that? We share concerts, means we share our wives, we share our sons, we share the city, we share the kingdom, we share the pleasures, we share the clothes, and food will all be shared by us, O king, O foremost of the monkeys. So that is the mentality. That is the difference of the mentality. When Ram and Sugriva were taking the vows, they're taking the vows of friendship without crossing the limits, or without crossing the boundaries of Maryada, or boundaries of righteousness or dharma. But here we see Ravana and Vali are making vows in such a way that they're ready to share everything. So now the question raises, many devotees, like many people raises a question: oh, Ram killed Vali from the back, Ram killed Vali from the side. He was hidden, he was hiding, and he shot an arrow to Vali by hiding. So the question is like, why? And the same questions Wally asks. The next topic is Tara. When after this friendship happens, Tara goes back and stops Wally to go out and fight with Rama. Then Wally was saying Tara that, now don't worry about that, because I have no enmity with Rama. First thing, if there is any alliance between Sugriva and Rama also, I have no enmity with Rama. First point, right? And the second point is like Rama, you said that Rama is a dharmatma, righteous person. If he's a righteous person, he will come in, he'll come and fight with me. No, he'll not fight with me when I was fighting with someone else. Then how can he? How can I die? I mean, why should I be afraid of Rama being an alliance to Sugriva? So those questions comes up. We'll find out what answers Rama also gives there. And now in this point, when this alliance of Sugriva and Rama was happening, Valmiki ji beautifully puts one verse. He compares. It's like a movie theater, right? You're watching a movie scene, and suddenly it connects to somewhere else. You know what I mean? He is trying to connect this story to something else. So he puts one verse, one beautiful verse. So I want to read that verse. Sita kapindra kshanakcharanam Rajiva Hema Jolanopamanani Shugriva Rama Pranaya Pasange Vamani Netrani Samam Spurante. This is in Kishkinda Kanda, chapter Sarga 5. Chapters are called as Sargas in Ramayana. So it's chapter 5 or Sarga 5, text 31. Okay. Sita Kapindra Kshanada Charanam Rajiva Hema Jwalanopamanani Sugriva Rama Pranaya Pasange Vamani Netrani Samam Spranti. So he's saying that when this friendship was happening, three people, their left eyes, Vamani Netrani, their left eye was fluttering. Okay. The sign of left eye fluttering, when the left eye flutters on the woman, that is considered to be very auspicious. Okay. When the same left eye flutters on the men, like men's left eye flutters, that is a very inauspicious, that is equivalent to like very bad thing is going to happen for them. So Valmiki Maharshi is saying that at that point when that friendship has formed, when that vows are taken between Sugriva and Rama, three people's left eyes were fluttering. Who are they? Sita Devi's. And how her eyes are looking? Her eyes are Rajiva, lotus eyes of Sita. A lotus eye of left eye of Sita was fluttering. And he says that Kapindra was Vali. So Vali's Hema or golden globe kind of eye was fluttering. And Kshanada Charanam. Kshanada means the nights, and Charanam, the one who roams around at nights. Who are they? They're Rakshasas. And the Rakshasas, who are they? Ravans. He's indirectly saying that Ravan's left eye was fluttering. So the three left eyes were fluttering. The first one is Sita's left eye. She is a female. So fluttering of Sita's left eye is auspicious, beautiful. That something good is going to happen for her, right? And the second one is Kapindra, which is Vali's. Vali's left eye was fluttering, which is very inauspicious for Vali, this friendship. And the third one is Kapindra, the Kshanada Charanam, the Ravan's left eye was fluttering. So he said, so indirectly, Valmiki is giving an indication that with this combination or with this friendship, Sita Devi is going to get a good news, and the other two will have very inauspicious time. Maybe that may lead to the death. So that is what Valmiki was indicating. So this is beautiful verse. So that's why I wanted to bring that here. That is the beauty of Valmiki's Ramayana. So, right. And now, so this happened. Then there was, so first time, Rama encourages Sugriva to go and call Vali for the fighting. So so when first time it happens, but I don't want to go into those details. The second time he calls him, then Tara indicates that hey, listen, Angad, our son, with his informative information, he mentioned that there are Rama, there are two Ayodhya Vasis, or the two sons of Dasharatha. They came and made an alliance with Sugriva. So please don't go. Even though Sugriva says that don't go, she doesn't listen. I mean, Vali doesn't listen to uh, Vali doesn't listen to Tara. Tara is a wife of Vali. So now the point is like here, Acharya mentions, or the Vaishnavas mentions that when a wife uh, says something, or when you are going for some activity where you don't have a doubt, where you have a doubt of the success, or where you have doubt of uh, very important work, and where you don't want to, you are going with uncertainty at that point of time. When a wife is crying, or when a wife is stopping you to do that, so you should listen to her. That is what Acharya says, or Vaishnava says. So in this condition, Valmiki Maharshi mentions that um, when she goes behind Wali. Wali is ready to jump off his palace, and he is trying to go out of this palace and go and fight with Sugriva. But uh, Tara is also following him, and at the end of the entrance of that palace, Wali mentions to Tara to go back, and he orders her to go back. Then she was crying, and she gave him a she hugs him, and she makes a prediction of him, and she leaves from there. So that is the end. So that's why it is a very inauspicious thing. It is very, very inauspicious to make a woman cry. It can be your mother, it can be your daughter, or especially your wife. So when it is a wife, so we should not make her cry. So that is what is the lesson we learn from here. So crying of women at home, especially during the Sandhya times, in the evening times, in the morning times, in the afternoon times, it's very, very inauspicious for a human being. So that is what I want to mention there. So he jumps off, he goes there, and Rama shoots an arrow towards Vali and kills him basically. So Vali was very splendid. He talks to Rama, he questions Rama, he continuously asks about 13 questions, mentioning that, hey Ram, why did you do that? What kind of dharma you are following? What kind of enmity do I have with you, that you come and fight with me? And how can you fight with me when I'm fighting? I'm engaged with fighting. I'm engaged in fighting with Sugriva at the same time, right? So Rama gives all those answers. He says that the dharma, first thing is like, I am here, like, I can. You said that. I mean, Vali says that this is not, I didn't come to your city, I didn't come to your place, I didn't come to your palace, or I didn't challenge you to fight, but how can you fight? Then Rama says that I belong to Ikshwakukula, right? And this Ikshwakukula, the king is Bharat Maharaj. And when we were parting, Bharat Maharaj and Ram was parting, he mentioned one point that, you take care of the kingdom. Rama said to Bharat, you take care of the kingdom, I'll take care of these forests. So this is a forest, and and as a responsible citizen of this Iswakukula, or a responsible citizen of this Ayodhya, I have a responsibility to make sure that the dharma is being followed. So that's why I'm fighting with you. So that is his question. That is his answer to thing. And also he mentions many things that, the dharma, he quotes that, um, how can you steal a wife of your brother? That is improper. So that's why you have to get punished. So, and he punishes him, and the conversation extends, and Wali accepts Rama's points, and he becomes a devotee basically, and he repents his actions, and he blesses Angad, his son, uh, to be a good servant and to help Rama in finding the Sita also. So that's why Angad, Shugriva becomes the king. Sugriva was coronated as a king, and Angad helps in that. Angad is considered as a higher, or the prince of that kingdom, Kishkinda kingdom. Okay, so now this is very interesting. So they made vows. They made nice arrangement. Rama kept his vow. He killed Vali. But when, see, the thing is like, when we need something, we are very vigilant. We really go and let's say we take a vow, that Krishna will chant 16 rounds in the morning. Okay, so please give me this, or please give me that, or please do that to me. Krishna will fulfill your desires. Krishna or the Lord will surely make sure that your desires are taken care. Now, when it comes to keep the promise, when it comes on us, right, we don't reciprocate in the same way, in the similar way. We forget our we forget our vows. So in the similar way, Sugriva became a king. He's happy. He's all opulent now. He got all everything. And he's not forgotten that he has to help Rama, but he was indulged so much into the sense gratification that it's in mode of ignorance, and he completely forgot, completely, like, he was delaying the act. He promised Rama that he is going to help find Sita, but he was delaying it. Okay, we'll do it. Yes, I have to do. I know I have to do, but I'll do it. So that in the same way, like, what we do for chanting. Oh, I know I have to do, but let's do it. And it becomes 11:30 at night, and you'll sit with the chanting bits. So that is what is the situation. The situation is, when our work is required, we fall, we beg, we do everything. But when it comes for us to give back, we don't act in that importance and with that priority. So that is what happened with Sugriva. Then Rama waited for 4 months. Rainy season, 4 months he waited. And one day Rama says to Lakshmana, he explains the beauty of rainy season. Then he tells Lakshmana, go to Sugriva and warn him seriously that, the same arrow which I used for Wali, I still have that arrow. And that arrow, the arrow which I used for Wali to send him back to the Yamaloka, the power of that arrow is it can send anyone to Yamaloka. So the same arrow I have it till now. And if Sugriva doesn't act quickly, he may have to I may have to use that arrow on him, right? So indirectly he's saying that if Sugriva doesn't act according to his promise, he may get killed. So then Lakshman goes there and he pacifies. He was very angry. Then he tells Sugriva to act upon it. Sugriva feels that he made a mistake, and he starts sending or segregating all the armies and Vanaras to different places, different directions. And Hanuman, Angad, Jambavan, they were about to send to the southern direction from there. So now the point is, like, before leaving to southern direction, Ram gives a token of recognition, a token of like his ring, basically a jewel, Rama's jewel, which only Sita knows, and he gives a jewel to Hanuman to keep it with him. So Hanumanji is very intelligent, and so they all go trying to find Sita in the southern direction. When they are moving, one interesting incident happens. The interesting incident is they enter into the black cave. This is in Valmiki Ramayana. Please, you can check that. Okay, in the black cave. That black cave, actually, those Vanaras, they're all very tired. They're completely tired, thirsty, hungry. Right? They entered that cave. That cave had everything they want: ample amount of water, ample amount of fruits, ample amount of food. So they were enjoying like anything. They had all the necessities, whatever, the food, everything. So now the point is, like, when they were put into that test, or when they were put into that black cave, they were very happy there. And they were the condition is, once anyone enters that black cave, no one can come out of that. So that is the rule. Now, that black cave is maintained by Swayam Prabha. Okay, there is a lady called as Swayam Prabha. She's an ascetic, so she's maintaining that. That cave was made by Mayavi Rakshashi, or the demon. So that Mayavi made that cave in such a way that if one enters, they can live there forever. No issues, no problem, no food issues, no drinking issues. So, but the only condition is they cannot go out. So now, and that was maintained by Swayam Prabha. So with all those enjoyment, with all those things, they still had that. They already lost 1 month. The time given by Sugriva was 1 month, and they were trying to find the exit of that, and they lost 1 month in that place. Then they requested Swayamprabha. Now Swayamprabha appeared and she said that, who are you? And Hanumanji intelligently talks to her and mentions her that, please remember, we are in a mission. The mission is we have to find Sita. And he convinced Swayamprabha, once you enter, you cannot go out, but with Swayamprabha's, she's an mercy, or Swayamprabha's goodness, she asked them to close their eyes, and Swayamprabha took them, everyone, in her palm, and places them out of the black cave, and she places them right next to the ocean, the southern ocean. Okay, so that's where they meet. All the Vanaras meet. Sampati is the brother of Jatayu, and Sampati tells them that, yes, I have seen Sita. They give the information of Ravan taking away Sita, and Sampati mentions that if you want to go and see Sita, then you have to cross this ocean. Okay, so you have to cross this ocean. Now the ocean is 100 yojanas. 1 yojana is 8 miles. Okay, so 100 yojanas is 800 miles basically. So around 800 miles. So they have to go and cross that ocean 800 miles. And who can do that? No one else who can do that. Okay, so then Jambavan knows the power of Hanuman, and he reminds him. And there is a one chapter of, the one complete chapter or one complete sarga explaining the powers of Hanuman from childhood. So Jambavan reminds him of what he can do and what he cannot do, and Jambavan encourages Hanuman to take a leap and cross the ocean. So this ends Kishkinda Kanda. So that is one Kanda we finished. And the second Kanda we were talking about is Sundarakanda. Sundarakanda, Hanuman jumps up across and he enters that Sri Lanka or Lanka, and he finds he was looking for Sita everywhere. He goes around different places, including the Ravan's. There are a lot of details of, while crossing the ocean, he meets Surasa, he meets different other demons, and he kills them. Surasa challenges Hanuman to enter into her body and come out and all those things. So he passes all those things and he goes. And the moment he drops there on the shore of Lanka, then the Lankini is the demoness or ogress who is pervading the Lanka and protecting the Lanka's border. So then Hanuman had to kill her one punch and she dies. So all these details are there, so I'm just skipping them. So basically, when Hanumanji enters there, he looks for Sita everywhere, but he cannot find her. He goes different places. He goes to the palace of Ravan. So let's retro back a little bit and think the courage of Hanumanji, right? You are in a different land, and Ravan is the worst king. He is very cruel king. He can do anything if he finds anyone. If he finds anyone doing the scrupulous activities according to him, right? He can just punish in any way. But still, the courage, and think about the courage of crossing the 800 miles, right? That courage. So that is why Hanumanji is called as courage personified. If a devotee, as a devotee, if you're feared or if you're frightened of anything, so basically they pray to Hanumanji or they pray to Narsinghadev. They're the simple. They pray to Narsinghadev. So now that is the courage Hanumanji had. He is walking around in the palace of Ravan. He's seeing different activities happening in the palace of Ravan. At one point, he sees Mandodari, and he thinks that, oh, maybe she's Sita, because Mandodari is so beautiful. Then he doubts, because Hanumanji never seen Sita, right? So he was thinking maybe she's Sita. Then his intelligence, think about his intelligence. He's very intelligent. He thinks that no. If she's Sita, she would not have stayed in the bedroom of Ravan, right? Because Sita Maya is very powerful, very potent, very ascetic, and she is devoted to her husband. So if she's Sita, no, she may not be Sita. That's what he's thinking. It's intelligence. So intelligence is very important to perform any auspicious activity or any activity for that matter. You need to have an intelligence. So that intelligence, that courage, that comes from Hanumanji. Okay, so he jumped around. He looked. and he went into Ashoka Vatika. That is a special garden which Ravan made, and that special garden, it has beautiful flower bearing and fruit bearing plants and trees in that garden. It was specifically made for the beauty by Ravan. That way, Hanumanji found Sita there under a tree, and she was oppressed by the aggressors, different demonesses. And he see the conversation with Ravan, and Ravan warns her and all the stuff. Then he introduces himself to Sita Devi, and he tells her that, I am the servant of Ram, and please take this is the token, this is the ring which Ram gave. Then by seeing that ring, Sita ji accepts him and starts believing him as a servant of Ram. Then now Hanumanji asks her one thing. Tell me one thing. These aggressors are really disturbing you. Tell me, how should I punish them? Shall I punch them? Shall I bite them? Shall I scare them out? Tell me, what do you want me to do? Then Sita, this is a very important lesson, very beautiful lesson. Sita narrates one story there. Sita Devi mentions that there was one time there was a man. There was a tiger who was chasing a man. Okay, that man took the shelter of. He climbed up a tree and he took a shelter of that branch, so that the tiger doesn't hurt him. But on that same branch, there was a bear, or a balu, right? Balu is a bear. There was a bear, and that bear and man were there on the same branch. Then tiger was at the bottom of the tree, and he was very hungry, and he was telling the man, hey, look, I am hungry and I want to fulfill my hunger. So you do one thing. I don't hurt you. If my hunger is fulfilled, I don't hurt you. So you throw that balu or that bear out of that branch, so I can eat that bear. For me, I just want to fulfill my hunger. It can be you or it can be bear. I don't care. So then the man kicks that bear to throw it out of the branch. That bear somehow she tumbles around, and she just catch hold of another branch of the tree, and she comes back and sits there. Okay, she doesn't fall down. Now that plan of the tiger has failed. Now that bear didn't fall down. Then tiger makes a deal with the bear, saying that, hey bear, listen, see, that man could not do it. It's the same thing for me. You can just push that man out, so I don't kill you. You can stay wherever you are. Then bear says that, no, I don't want to do it. Then tiger is surprised. Tiger says that, why don't you want to do it? He has thrown you, he has pushed you on my word, and why you are not doing it? Then the bear says that it is the nature of that human, that man, to cheat, or to be to cheat, or to be cruel on other living beings. But it is my nature where I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to be cruel to anyone. So Sita Devi is quoting this story to Hanuman, saying that it may be the nature of the demons or aggressors that to be cruel to me, but it is my nature where I don't want to hurt them. So that is a very important lesson. So the lesson here I want to mention is that there may be situations where someone else is behaving with you very badly, which is not according to you, it's bad. It should not have happened. Then when the time gives you a chance again, you can take a revenge on that one. So that then it comes to your nature. How do you behave? What is your rules? What is your dharma? What do you follow? It can be it's not always about revenge. It's always about what are your principles? What do you follow? Right? The important point is that how do you follow and what do you follow? Not just take that, oh, he behaved with me like this, so I also behave like that. It is a revengeful event, and that doesn't help anyone. That doesn't help follow your principles, sticking to your principles. That is called as integrity for yourself. Okay, so and Hanumanji was surprised, and he was very happy that he found Sita, and he was very happy that he had an image, and he had an image of Sita, and she was completely satisfied that she found Sita Devi. And then comes he goes for a fight with all the Ravana Sena. 25% of the Ravana Sena was cleared off with that event, or like, Hanuman has cleared off, including Ravan's son Akshay Kumara. He killed many people at that point, and he completely destroyed the Ashoka Vatika. Ashoka Vatika was very dear to Ravan, and he destroyed it. Then he was captured, and he was taken into that custody, and somehow they tried to burn the. Ravana wanted to kill Hanuman, but Vibhishan says that it is not ethic to kill a dhuta or a messenger. So then he leaves. He says that the beauty of a monkey is in his tail, so burn the tail. When they lit up when the Rakshasas lit up the tail of Hanumanji, he jumps around and he burns away the whole Lanka. And at one point, he thinks, oh, maybe I made a mistake, because Sita is still there, right? Maybe Sita may get hurt with the fire. And he ensures, he goes back, checks that, he says goodbye to Sita Devi, and he'll jump back. He'll one leap. He's in the Mahendra mountain, I think. So, and from there he takes another leap, and he's there already on the shore of Indian shore. So now this is a very enjoyable event, and everyone was very happy. He makes before entering that shore, he was making a big noises, like, joyful noises. Jambavan hears to them, and he says that, okay, Hanumanji has found Sita, and they were very happy. They go back to, they celebrate a little bit, but I don't want to go into those details, and they go back to Kishkinda, where Ram is there, right? This ends Sundarakanda. I'm sorry, I had to rush it. Yes, this ends the Sundarakanda. There are many details, many stories in this one. Description of Ashoka Vatika. There are different places, different descriptions. Yeah, this ends Sundarakanda. Now it comes to Yuddhakanda. Okay, Yuddhakanda is very beautiful in a way that Valmiki Maharshi directly before we had to. He has given the comparisons and contrasts, but in Yuddhakanda, Valmiki Maharshi is completely giving the stories or the conversations between Ram on one side. Next, right after that, he gives the conversation of Ravan. Okay, so he's comparing the character of Ram and the Ravan. So now it comes, Hanumanji came back, okay, from Lanka. When Hanumanji was talking to, he came back, Valmiki Maharshi is pointing to the beauty of the character of Ram, like how the character he's mentioning here is about his talks. Ram is very calibrated in his talks. Calibrated in the sense, if you take or measure or weigh his talks, they're properly balanced. He doesn't say more, he doesn't say less. Okay, so now the point is, like, when he says the word, it has a meaning for it. And that much is only required. He doesn't want to say more. So what we do is, like, if let's say if someone is serving prasadam right in the temple, what we do, Prabhu, you are the best. You have served the devotees. I know he has done service, we have to appreciate it. It doesn't mean that you have to put them into that, you put them in such a situation that devotee forgets, he thinks that he is the best among the world now, and he forgets all the service attitude and everything. So when we speak something or when we appreciate, also we have to appreciate in such a way that his devotion is still intact, and it doesn't mean that you don't even appreciate. Oh, if I appreciate, he may lose his thing. No, it's not like that. If you appreciate, you have to appreciate in such a way that he is encouraged, but not over encouraged that he lose the devotion itself. So in the similar way, Rama, when Hanuman meets Rama was very thankful, and he says that, Hanuman, there are some activities in this world which you cannot be thankful for those activities or for some personalities. Like, for example, Guru. If there is a Guru, you cannot say, Guru Dev, thank you for giving me Diksha. or thank you for giving me knowledge. No, the diksha or the knowledge or the learnings you learn from Guru is not thankful enough. We are not qualified to give that thank, right? Similar to the mother. Mothers, however bad she is, right? She's carrying you for 10 months in her womb. It's not easy. It's not easy for a mother to carry a baby and taking care and thinking about that child every time. I am 40 years old, 41 years old. My mother till now thinks that I'm a baby, right? Whenever I call, she says that, oh, take care of this, take care of that. So think about that. 40 years passed, 41 years passed, but still she thinks that, did you eat? What did you eat? How did you eat? Do you want to? Mom, I'm cooking for last 25 years, but she still said, okay, do you want to know the recipe of that? Do you want to know the recipe of this? That is the love of mother. How can you say thanks to mother? How can you be thankful enough to the mother, right? In similar way, there are some wives who are very Acharya says these words. That's why I'm telling you. So wives are also like that only. Like, if she's a very good wife, she thinks about the husband's welfare left and right every time. Okay, what he has eaten, what he has not eaten. Okay, he may be thinking about his work. So I should not talk to her. When should I talk? When should I not talk? What should I talk at what point? So that is a Adarsha Patni. No. Anyway, so that is what Acharya says. That's what I'm telling you here. So the point here is there are some events or some people which we cannot thank them. In the similar way, Ram is also feeling the same thing. Ram didn't say that, hey, Hanuman, thank you for finding out Sita. When I get back my kingdom, when I get back my Sita, I'll give my half kingdom. He didn't say that. He says that I have nothing to give. For your work, it's impossible to thankful enough for a work like you. So what I have is I can give a hug, and he hugs Hanuman. So is it a thankful enough event for Ram? If we if you go back and check whole Ramayana, I don't know, but wherever I've seen, there is no place where Rama hugs anyone except Hanuman. So that must be Hanuman. Rama is a supreme personality of Godhead, giving a hug in a thankful mood to Hanuman. That's the best gift, I think. So anyway, he didn't say thank you. He didn't say, I'm going to give this. No, he just gave him a hug, and he spoke to him nicely. And he asked, Hanuman, what did you see there? Like, what is the condition? He asked about Sita, and he wants to hear about Sita. So all these things happen. We have a few more minutes. So basically they go back. So the point is like there is so much to say, but I'm skipping them. So I'm trying to find the good points to talk. Important points to continue the story. Okay, so they take an action. Rama says that it's a perfect time right there. That is the afternoon time, noon time. Noon time is a very auspicious Vijaya Muhurta. So he says that the Vijaya Muhurta is going on. Let's go towards Lanka right now. So they all go. He makes beautiful arrangements. There are some chapters after chapters how Rama is taking care of all the vanaras, how he's arranging there are crores of vanaras. Please remember, Ravana's soldiers, or Ravana's army was about 1 trillion soldiers in Ravana. That is the estimate they have given, and these vanaras were about crores. So when these crores of vanaras are there moving towards southern direction towards the ocean, so think about the arrangements they have to make, right? Like, where do they eat, where do they take break? So all these arrangements, it's completely given in detail, right? Nala was assigned for it to do that, and he makes Nala to go ahead and find out the places where they have to take a break. Places when they take the break, they should have all the facilities to eat and to drink and everything, because there are crores of monkeys there. And also he keeps Jambavan and other experienced soldiers at the back, so that if Rama comes and attacks, and if someone else's attacks, so they have to be covered. So they move towards ocean, and at the ocean they are thinking about how to cross the ocean. Right then, the conversation in the Ravana's assembly was happening. Ravana was talking to their assembly, and he's saying that uh, one monkey came and he destroyed 25% of uh, my soldiers or my army, one-handed and single-handedly. So when some people speak, right, especially in the case of Ravan, what he's speaking is like he has something in the mind. Okay, he already knows what he wants out of the assembly, but he was just asking the opinion, right? That is not the right thing to do. When you are doing when you are performing a auspicious activity, or when you are performing or taking an important decision, when you are asking your ministers, that decision should be taken in such a way that uh, all of them will give their points, and you have to consider them and talk to them, right? So now the question is like, he's asking, he knows that he wants Sita, he doesn't want to give up Sita. And his assembly, right, different warriors, Prahasta, Jambumali, and all others, they are big warriors. They also know that keeping Sita is the worst thing they have to give back the Sita. But when Ravana asked, like, what should we do, then they don't have guts to say that. They are saying, they know that even though we say good thing, even though we say, like, we should go back or we should give the Sita back, Ravana is not going to listen. They know that. And that's why they're saying that, don't worry, Ravan, what are you talking about? Like, Ram is just a human. We can just kill him. I myself go, Ram and Lakshmana, I just kill them left and right there. That's what they were telling. Each and everyone was getting up and saying that, and laughing and making a mockery of Ram's strength and Ram's army. Now, only one person, sensible person in that assembly, was Vibhishana. Vibhishana got up and said that, this is not right. We should give back Sita. Then Ravana kicks him out of the assembly. He says that if you want to take the side of Ram, just go, like, leave this kingdom. Then Vibhishana with his other four ministers, they're very personal ministers of Vibhishana. They're always with Vibhishana. They all flew up and they came back to the ocean, shore of the ocean. And that's where Vibhishana, then when Vibhishana comes there, he was openly announcing that I am the brother of Ravan, Ravananuja. There is a beautiful verse. He says that I'm the Ravan's brother. I came here because my brother was not listening to my words, and we had a conflict on that opinion. So I want to come here and I want to meet Ram. When these words were said, Rama is also this is a situation where Rama also takes an opinion from different warriors or different personalities in his army. The first one is Sugriva. Sugriva says that we should not believe him. If it is Ravan's brother, why should we believe him? He may be bad. And like the different, I want to go into details, like different people, different things. But Hanumanji gets up and says that no, this is not right. If he's Ravan's brother, he refutes all those things. But he says one thing, that we may believe him. He doesn't say conformatively that we should believe him or take him in the thing. He says that we may believe him because he has given up and he has came here. Then the beauty of Rama's, the same thing happened in Rama. The similar thing happened in Ravana's assembly. The similar thing is happening now in Rama's assembly also. There is some decision they're taking. Then Rama knew that Vibhishan is very good, but still, when he knows that Vibhishan is good, he didn't just say that. He just opened up and said, he gave a reason. Okay, why Ravan is important, why Vibhishan is important, why Vibhishan is good. He gave a reason, he explained them, and he made everyone into a group, a union decision. He didn't take his own decision, but he made everyone accept the decision. That is the difference. Even though taking a decision, it doesn't mean that if you perfectly know what you're doing, and if you have 10 people around you to take a decision, and if you know perfectly and if you have an experience, then you can convince them and take a decision. This is what Rama is doing. Even though other personalities are saying that no, this he may be wrong, he may be this, but Ravana Ravana knew that it is wrong, and Ravana was not even listening to what others are saying. He was just asking. He was just asking his assembly to make sure that to make them a part of his group so that they fight against Ram. That is the main purpose of Ravan. But Rama was different. Rama was asking them. He tells that Vibhishan, I am accepting Vibhishan for this, and these reasons. And for this, and reasons, I think he's good. So we should take him. So everyone accepted. He is not like, whimsically, he didn't take the decision. He took that, he convinced them, he said them why he is important, why he looks good, and he takes it. So that is what is another lesson we have to take from there. Okay. So after that, we all know, the only way they found is to cross the ocean is to construct a bridge. Rama threatens ocean god to give the way, or to just he'll dry up that ocean. But Varuna, he comes up and he says that, sorry, I'm lethargic, and yes, you can build an ocean on this one, and nothing. You can build this Vanarasena can build a bridge across this ocean, and you can cross across. So that's what they crossed the ocean, and there was a big fight between different personalities. I don't want to go into details because I already took a lot of time. Finally, Rama kills Ravan. Okay, so Rama kills Ravan for the selfish activities. There are different events that happens which shows how selfish Ravan was. He was sending Kumbhakarna, he was sending Vibhishana, he was sending his own son Indrajit. So Mandodari says at the end, you are very selfish. When before sending Indrajit, she warns him, you are very selfish. At this point also, if you go and surrender to Ram, Ram will forgive you. You have done so much of damage. So much of damage has happened. You were the day when Khara was killed, you should have been warned. You should have been thought that Ram is not an ordinary personality. How can you be so insolent? I mean, you don't have intelligence. Just, this is not late. Just go and give back Sita to Ram. Ram will accept you. But he doesn't listen. He sends Indrajit at that point. Indrajit is so powerful. His name is Meghanath actually, but his name was tokened as Indrajit because he was won over Indra. He was won over Indra, and he was. So the point is, like, for the selfish activity, Ravana was so selfish. He has put everyone on the game for his selfishness, just because of one lusty desire. Okay, so that is where it comes to. Then Rama shoots Ravana, and Ravana dies at that point. So I want to stop here, and I'm sorry, Amritananda Prabhu, I went like 8 minutes over. So please, we can take over now. Hare Krishna. Questions, I think we can, or any reflections, we can talk after Amritananda Prabhu's classes, if that is okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Excellent. It brought back many memories. So what I'll do is I'll bring up my screen, and if you can please tell me if you can see my screen. Okay. I'm sharing a PowerPoint presentation. Someone please confirm.
Yes, it's up now, Prabhuji. I can see
Good.
it. Yeah.
Very good. So I have prepared a few slides. Give me a second. How do I move this out? Yeah. So this picture Krishnanam Anand Prabhu sent earlier today, and I thought they're so sweet. Lord Rama, Mother Sita, and Lakshmana, see their expressions. This is from Auckland Temple in New Zealand. So just meditating on this for a few moments, puts the mood, puts us in the right frame of mind to understand this. So today, already covered, it is day 6. I'm doing the second part, and it's the end of Yuddha Kanda. So very nicely, Hari Kishore Prabhu mentioned how he explained, Ravana's death. Now here onward, it's after Ravana's death, till such time, Lord Rama, Sita, and everybody returns to Ayodhya. And there are 3 main events. Of course, there are many, many, many events, but there are 3 main events in this that I will talk in some detail. And most importantly, is like how Hari Kishore Prabhu was covering, how the other speakers ahead on different days also covered. The most important thing to understand in the pastime is what instruction can we get. So everything, the instructions from our acharyas, the instructions from these pastimes, these instructions come through hearing. And like what Krishnanam Prabhu says is information, is meant for transformation of our consciousness. So like the very sweet story about that bear and the human being and the tiger. So what can we get? The example. These are not just stories, these are life lessons, what they say. So I based it on these 3 major pastimes, and then what we could apply to our sadhana. Of course, it is based on Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada's teachings, not just on the generic philosophy, but specifically also in Ramayana, his purports and so many lectures from the Bhagavatam. The summary study of Ramayana by Bhaktivikas Swami Maharaj, he has condensed the Ramayana, and the salient features is what he has taken the sargas and the shlokas from that. And then, of course, so many of you I learn from almost on a daily basis, morning, evening classes that we have. Very interesting experience I had on Ram Navami day. We were sitting, Madhupati Prabhu and I were sitting in the, we finished doing that dabba packing, and we were eating, honoring prasadam. And Shreyas had already finished his, and there were 2 other kids. There was Akhilesh's Prabhu's son, Osh. The first time I heard this name, Osh, and I said, it's such a beautiful name. It's so unique, Osh. Osh was sitting there, Shreyas, and Tarun Prabhu's son, I forget that child's name. They're more or less about the same age. So I love talking with children because you learn so much from children, so much their perspective and the way they see things. So always engage in conversations with them. So I asked Shreyas something, it came to chanting. And I said, chanting also delivers not just human beings, but it also delivers animals. And very confidently he said, no. I said, of course it does. He says, no. I said, on what basis are you saying no? So he's saying, I'm saying it on the authority of Srimad Bhagavatam. I read it every day, 3 hours. It is a subject. Now that confidence was not arrogance, what I saw. He had total confidence in what he's doing. And from that, I got an instruction that a person who looks at it seriously, who studies it, not just hears it, who studies it, and then he puts it into practice. So I said, tell me about your day, what your day is. And it was so impressive. Of course, thanks to his mother and father, it is so impressive the way the children are being raised. He's being homeschooled. He gets up, this child gets up at 3:30 in the morning, has a shower. He's like a little pujari. He does the morning service of the home deities, correct? And then he has the Bhagavatam he studies. He gives pravachan. He does his school work, which is there. He does kirtan in the evening. He listens every day to his Guru Maharaj, Romapad Swami's. So he's totally absorbed. It's not just theoretical knowledge, but actually practical. And that's what gave him the confidence. And from that, the learning which I got, I'm probably older. Of course, I'm older than his father also. So the learning which I got from this little child is confidence is when we actually take things seriously and do it in practice. So that is what, looking at, I've put together story of the Ramayana and what we could apply in our day-to-day life. Okay, so I'll just do a small little bhajan. This is one of my favorite by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj from Chaitanya Charitamrita. You know, if you want to unmute, you can sing along with me. Krishna, 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 hey. Krishna, 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 hey. Krishna, 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 Rakshama. Krishna, 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 Ram Raghav, Ram Raghav, Ram Raghav Shama. Krishna Keshav, Krishna Keshav, Krishna Keshav Pahima. Krishna Keshav, Krishna Keshav, Krishna Keshav Pahima. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava Pahima. So the translation is it's such a sweet bhajan. O Lord Krishna, please protect me and maintain me. O Lord Rama, descendant of King Raghu, please protect me. O Krishna, O Keshava, killer of the Kesi demon, please maintain me. So, of course, we all come from the Indian subcontinent. Most of us are from the Hindu background, and there is a lot of familiarity with Lord Ramchandra. 99.99% people will know Lord Ramchandra, would have heard the Ramayana and its pastimes from Amar Chitra Katha when you were small. You had these comic books, or even from the home. In fact, the first bhajan which I learned, I must have been 6, 7, 8 years. We used to go to this Hariom auntie's house. After playing in the society, we used to go up to her house. She used to call us. The lalach was she used to give us these laddus and all these mithais to eat. And she used to just make us do bhajan. And the first bhajan which I learned was Lord Ramchandra's Ayodhya Vasi Ram 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 Dasharath Nandan Ram. This is, I'm talking about 50 years back, but whatever is there in childhood remains. You know, you asked me what happened last week or something. Because of aging, short-term memory loss is there, but your long-term. So it's very important, especially if there are parents on the Sangha who have young children. It's very important if at this age you engage them in devotional activities. There's nothing extra you have to do. If you engage them in devotional activities, it will remain with them lifelong. When we were growing up, my mother used to read Ramayana and Guru Granth Sahib, 2 books she had in the house, and she used to read it every day. You know, you have that little stand on which you keep those books. So she used to read that. Now, of course, we wouldn't follow, but she used to be reading it, and that sound is entering in the ears. Then you go for Ram Leela, like Devkinandan Prabhu was mentioning the other day. That time it used to, as children, you just go for entertainment and fun. You really don't know much what is happening. But the journey has already started, and so many years later, in my 30s, I came into contact with ISKCON. And that's what, thanks to Prabhupada, his books, and thanks to his devotees, the disciples, they explained so many things, what is what. The first word, demigod, never heard what is demigod. That just one word, demigod, cleared up the complete doubt. Out of 33 crore Devi Devta, who's God? If you say God is one, you know, there are so many. Is Krishna God? Is Ram God? Ganpati God? Who's God? So this is the beauty of Prabhupada. What he has given is he straightens things out, and in a very simple way. Then of course you get into the practice of chanting regulative principles, associating with devotees, and so on and so forth. So when you take all this and you put it together, get it, today we are looking at Lord Ramchandra Leela, right? Then of course I had the opportunity also to talk to other speakers and people from whom I learn every day so much. Now, of course, there are a few names which I'll be reciting and what they've shared their realization. But believe me, each of you is a diamond. I learned from you. The other last weekend, I saw Puneet Prabhu was doing this book service, the way he was taking inventory and doing everything, the level of attention to detail, that little storeroom, long, narrow corridor, things are just kept anyhow. He was sitting and carrying those heavy boxes, putting it down, counting, cross-checking, ye, wo, and all that, the level of detail. And I was just thinking, if I'm here, I would say, just karo, kaisa bhi karo, baad mein dekh lenge. With that level of detail. And attention to detail is a symptom of love. So see, when we are in Sangha, this is what, so Sangha is not just we hear. It's not just hearing or watching videos, YouTube, ye, wo, listening to your Guru Maharaj, etc. It's in the association by actions of others. And similarly, the action that we are doing, okay, is sending a message to our children, is sending a message to outsiders, maybe not necessarily in ISKCON. So it is all these things is that learning, and that brings about transformation of that consciousness. So, I'm chanting, I'm still not getting the taste, I'm still not getting the taste. Chant anyway. But along with that, do the seva and get in Sangha, virtual or in person. Of course, COVID now in person is a little less. So, Prabhu's Mataji's, with this background in mind, I'd like to present on these three major pastimes. Okay, my goal is to leave at least about 20 minutes to question answers discussion, because that really brings out the essence. Like Devkinandan Prabhu a few days back said that, and I'm like him, he's my elder brother, is I'm not very good at remembering verses and all that, but that essence or the principle, capturing that, and then how we could put it in our day-to-day life. So very quickly, quick facts about it is the Itihas section. Simeshwar Prabhu had said this is historical fact. It is not pastime or mythology or fairy tale. This has actually happened about 7,000 years ago. Okay, in fact, it is the largest, Ramayana is the largest of the ancient epics in the world literature. There are so many world literatures. There is Homer, there is this, Greek, Evo, there is a lot of it. Okay, but Ramayana is the largest. And when you say largest, what you mean by largest? It has 24,000 verses compiled in 7 kandas. So these 7 kandas are listed. We have gone here and we are up to the Uttarakand and up to the Yuddha Kand, ending of Yuddha Kanda. And then tomorrow, Akhilesh Prabhu is going to be covering the Uttarakanda. Okay. Now, if you see, I put 2 little asterisks on number 1 and number 7, Balakanda and Uttarakanda. It's basically interpolated later on. So when they have done this research and the text, in disciplic succession, it comes on. So the major ones were from Ayodhya Kanda to Yuddha Kanda, and then the other 2, Balakanda and Uttarakanda, they were compiled, looking for whatever was that within these 5, and from that it was interpolated, and then that's how we got the Balakand and the Uttarakand. And then, of course, in the disciplic succession, right, of how the knowledge comes down in the disciplic succession. So very quickly, what we do today in our Sangha is we are not talking about politics. We are not talking about, they had this stupid rally in India, which is India is going to be number 1 in COVID. And they had happily a rally. Something like what happened here a few months ago. We don't talk politics, correct? We don't talk cricket, though there are many cricket lovers on this forum that I see here. We don't talk about, what we talk about, Divya Gyan. So Divya Gyan, you can look at it as, here's this picture of an iceberg. So today in the afternoon, I was talking with Madhupati Prabhu. I called him up. And we were talking, I was getting his realizations and, what he personally feels Ramayana. So he was sharing it with me. So Divya Gyan is like this iceberg. So you see there is this water level, but iceberg, a whole different ecosystem is below. So you just look what is seen on top. Hardly one little point is on top. And the most of it is that is what Divya Gyan is. So, many people, I would say, 99.99% of Hindus are familiar with Ramayana. Bhagavad Gita, they are familiar with. Veda meko malum hai. Rig Veda, Samaveda, this, that and all. Just a tip. But actually, very few people have even opened Bhagavad Gita or Ramayana. Their Ramayana is from Ramanand Sagar's television serial. Okay. That is the Ramayana which they have, where in one shot there is Jambuwan is fighting in the war and he has a wristwatch. There was some little mistake which they did. That is the Ramayana understanding they have. But what we're talking is Divya Gyan, and that Divya Gyan is the disciplic succession from which the person is here. So if you see, this is what Divya Gyan is about, correct? Actually, it's infinite, but just to give you a pictorial representation. So that's why we need a guru. Why do you need a guru? I can see on top whatever is there. I can read it. I can understand it. What's the big deal? Why I need a guru? We need a guru because for whatever is there in this depth, when you go into the depth to see things, it's not just on top over here, but in the depth, the width and the depth of that knowledge. Correct? So now we know the importance of a guru, and then who's a guru, from whom and how? From whom and how do you get this? First thing, the first qualification of a guru, Prabhupada ji has said that a guru is someone who has been a disciple first. You should necessarily be a disciple in a bona fide parampara. If that is the case, then that person is qualified to be a guru, correct? Because if you're in that system, then all you do is you're repeating whatever you have heard, whatever you have put into practice, like what Shreyas does, he put into practice. You're not concocting your own little stories in this mental thing. Right? So from whom and who? One is in the disciplic succession. This is a very sweet picture. Morning walk of Srila Prabhupada. Now, if you see this picture very closely, all his disciples are following in the footsteps. Following in the footstep means your personal integrity to the instruction and whatever you have learned without making a bhelpuri of that thing. What I mean by this is you will have doubts. Doubts are very nice. Questions are a symptom of intelligence, Prabhupada has said. Questions are a symptom of intelligence. That means aap apna dimag, you're making use of your brains. You're not just sitting over there and sound is going into it. You're trying to figure out how it connects, ye kaise hai, all that stuff. And you ask a question. The question that you ask is obviously in mood of humility, means the mood of wanting to learn how. Kaise hai, what is this? Wanting to know more, not in a challenging and arrogant manner to say that, how can you say this is how it is? Ram is supposed to be Maryada Purushottam. How did he kill Vali from the back? Yeah, aisa kaisa ho sakta hai? Because you already made up a decision, like how Ravana already made up a decision, Hari Kishore said. Others were just like yes men, and that Ravan symptom happens even in meetings, in corporate offices. When the big boss comes, everyone looks at the big boss. What is his? So if big boss nods, everyone will nod like Nandi Bell. So the whole thing is from whom you follow, that is it, and how you follow is by your integrity of not putting your own concoction in that, right? And if you see this picture closely, where Prabhupada is walking, it's already a beaten path. So Prabhupada himself is walking and following in the footstep of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj and so forth, all the way to top. Now, when you're on this path, you're ensured. There's no holes or anything over here. It has already been paved for you. You just stand and walk, follow in the footsteps, not imitate. Follow in the footsteps is this integrity and putting the as it is, correct? That is following. Imitation is you want to get recognition or whatever, so you'll try to make it a little bit more masaledar, which you think the audience will appreciate. Prabhupada never compromised. When Prabhupada came here, there was women's liberation going on in US. There was a big thing, oh, equal rights, yeah, were still there. Prabhupada maintained whatever the Vedas have said, whatever his Guru Maharaj has said, not 1 inch of compromise. Whether you like it or no, this is truth. Truth doesn't bend to anybody. Everybody has to bend to truth. Okay, so this is the significance, and on basis of this, let's now jump into the Ramayana. Now, sometimes people may think that in ISKCON it is very prominent. Shri Krishna is very prominent, and all of Krishna's Leelas, everyone is very familiar with. And the other is Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Correct? Of course, there is also mention of the other avatars, but if you see the prominence over here, So with this in mind, I asked the devotees and people whom I learn from, I asked them that Prabhus, Matajis, what does Ramayana mean to you personally? What does Ramayana mean to you? So I'm going in the sequence in which the days and the speakers presented this. So here, Madhupati Prabhu in the afternoon, he said is that Ramayana, is ideal for a neophyte who has no clue of Krishna consciousness because he gets very much attracted to Maryada Purushottam. Personality. Krishna, people think that, oh, he's very naughty, he's very mischievous. He robbed the gopis' clothes, he used to break the pots and steal butter, yevo. But Lord Rama is a gentleman. Now, personally to Madhupati, he says it makes me revere the Supreme Lord, for he is the only one who could do. And then he gave me this little pastime. Lord Rama every day used to give one apple to Lakshmana. Lakshmana had taken a vow, he won't eat, he won't drink water, he won't sleep. 14 years he did that. And Lord Rama used to give him every day, but he used to not take it. So towards the ending, when they're going, he says that I used to give you an apple every day. So he says, but I didn't eat. And behind their kutia, the hermitage, there were these piles of apple, except 4 were missing. And that 4, it was explained. He said, first is when we got the news of our, it's not that I ate it, it's you didn't give me. When Bharata comes with the news that, our father has passed away. So there were these events, these 4 things he didn't eat. So this is what Madhupati Prabhu feels. Okay. Jagannath, Hema Jagannath Prabhu, he said, it means one who gives me pleasure. Pleasure by his looks, by his pastimes. Okay, he's spotless. He epitomizes a superhero whose chivalry is second to none. Devkinandan Prabhu, he's a lighthouse for all living entities. See this, Bhagavad Gita teaches how to lead your life, Ramayana teaches you how to live it, and Bhagavatam teaches you how to leave this world. See how beautiful these 3 major scriptures. Bhagavad Gita teaches you how to lead the life. Ramayana teaches you how to live it. So you get what to do. Ramayana has all these instructions how to live it. And then Bhagavatam is what's that whole purpose of all this, how we are living. Life is a preparation for death at the examination. Then Govind Prabhu, a very senior god brother brahmachari from Radha Gopinath Mandir in Bombay, Chowpatty, he was saying that when they were building the Ram temple, even beggars on the street, Bhikari ke paas kya hai? Kuch nahi. Even they were happily donating. The quantity may be just in, pennies, paisa, chutta paisa, chillar, what they call. But they were doing it out of their love for Rama. And Rama accepts that also. We know that past time, Hanuman and all these Maharathis were throwing big, big boulders to build the bridge. And there was a small little squirrel who could pick up just a few pebbles. He was also doing to the best of his ability. And they were saying, hey, you're coming in the way, please move out. We are doing so much. One boulder is. So Lord Rama said, no. He accepts Ramchandra, the Supreme Personality of Bhagwan, Shri Bhagwan, personality of Godhead, Shri Bhagwan. He accepts the intent and the mood in which we do the service. He doesn't care about the result or the quantity. Patram Pushpam, you give him 1 leaf, he's very happy. Krishna eats a bhoga, which is Nitya Navina. Mataji, Radha Mata has that boon that she'll cook every day new. So those of us who cook, you have this biggest problem in your head, ki, what am I going to cook? Should I be making bengan? Should I make bhindi? Bhindi also, how many recipes do we know? Radha Rani makes every sabzi new. So if there is bhindi, she won't repeat the same recipe which was earlier. And that's what Krishna eats. That's his level. But he accepts even if you give him 1 small little leaf. So that's what the instruction. So, okay. So that's what Lord Rama, the love, spontaneous love people have. Simeshwar Prabhu made a very nice comment. I liked it. A devotee of Krishna is a devotee of Rama and vice versa. You cannot say, nahi, nahi, main khali Ram bhakt hu. not Krishna. When you say you're a Ram Bhakt, means automatically you're a Krishna Bhakt. If you say you're a Krishna Bhakt, automatically you're a Ram Bhakt. You cannot make these distinction. It is foolish to do these distinction. Right? And then Krishnanaman Prabhu said, Prabhupada always talked about this unlimited happiness. Whenever he brought up Lord Rama, the word Rama itself means bliss. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. It means bliss. Correct? His instructions and real life practical examples in our own lives, so that a real Ram, that is a real. So basically, keep his instructions, whatever we learn, whatever we listen to, and real life practical, implement those examples in our lives. That is a true bhakta. The definition of a devotee is action based. Knowledge is necessary so that you perform action. Madhupati Prabhu was telling me, I hope one day we get enlightened so that I can understand I'm the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant, and that I will be doing seva. Not attached to position, not attached to results, not attached to ye, wo, and all these are all incidental. So if you are in seva mode, you are a real bhakta. You are a Ramayana follower, you are a Bhagavatam follower, you are Lord Chaitanya's follower. Hari Kishore Prabhu asked him, he said, he set a perfect example for human beings. Maryada Purushottam. Maryada in a Hindi word, Sanskrit Hindi, it means limit or the framework. Correct? That's what Maryada is. Purushottam Hari Kishore already explained. Prabhu says that it is Purush, male, Uttam, best. He knew exactly the limit and the boundaries of each and every relation. That's why he was perfect. Perfect son, perfect king, perfect husband, perfect brother, perfection in every which way. Then finally, my mother, when I asked her, I said, Mom, we are doing this Katha. What are your views? The same thing I asked. What does Lord Rama mean to you? So she's saying she was raised on Ramayana and they had it in school. In school, it was part of their syllabus, like how Shreyas in these modern times, and I think he must be the only child in our Sangha who has Bhagavatam as his school syllabus. They had it as a general where they studied in Lahore, Pakistan. So Ramayana was part of their syllabus. They had to study for it, like how Shreya studies. And she's saying at that time it instilled value since we were in childhood. And then she made another point. She's saying, you know, Ram, Krishna, Allah, Mahaprabhu, Jesus, God, Jehovah, all these things, they're all one and the same. Different names for the same person. If you truly love him, you won't look for any differences. If you truly love, you will very clearly understand that they're all one and the same. And that realization that God is one. Everyone says God is one, but it is their God who's the one. So that is the level of understanding. My Guru Maharaj has explained that, you know, there are wells in different places, in different villages. Different wells are constructed. Some don't have a wall, some have a wall, some have a bucket with that thing to pull it up. Different wells which are there. However, it may look different. People pulling from that well may be different, but the water which is flowing from underground, that is the same. So that's what all these major religions are. Prabhupada has said, religion is that which a bona fide religion is that which teaches you love of Godhead. Otherwise, it's all bogus, manufactured religion. So let's jump into the story. So after the war, Hari Kishore Prabhu said that Lord Rama kills Ravana. So he sends Hanumanji to take a message for Mother Sita. Now Hanumanji knows where Mother Sita is residing. So he sends with this message to her, and he, give me a second, I need to remove this out of the way. Sorry. So his message is, after many sleepless months, I've fulfilled my vow to rescue you. Now that your oppressor, Ravana, is dead, please give up your anxiety. Correct? So he gives the good news. Hanumanji gives the good news to Mother Sita that, he's killed and this is the message my master has sent for you. Now Sita Mataji is so happy. She's so happy that she can't speak. Earlier you saw that Madhupati Prabhu says, it gives me shivers when I think about the sacrifices Lord Rama has made, Lord Lakshmana has made. It gives me shivers. Okay. Now, of course, we read from the Bhagavatam and other acharyas and all, they give us these descriptions, especially in Mahaprabhu Leela, that, shivering, hair standing on end, perspiring, not being able to speak. These are all symptoms of ecstasy. So Mother Sita is so ecstatic. So much time I was over here in this horrible place and she's unable to speak. She said, what you have told me is more valuable than any amount of gold and jewels. Just that news about her Lord, about Lord Rama. See how wonderful this is. Just listening to that news is the most precious thing to me. So then Hanumanji suggests again, I'll kill all these Rakshasas. They had been troubling you. And then similar to the story what Hari Kishore Prabhu had said about that bear and the instruction that we get, okay, she replied, they are only foolish maid servants who were compelled to carry out the orders of their king. Whatever I suffered was due to my past misdeeds. A great man never takes into account the offenses committed against him. He vows at all costs not to return evil with evil. What a beautiful statement Mother Sita has made. And if we can even try to follow this instruction in our day-to-day lives, we won't have any misgivings. It will make us utsah. You behaved with me this way, I'm going to behave with you that way. We don't look at it as it is my fault. Someone is misbehaving me, it is my fault. We don't look at it. What did I do? I did nothing. वो खाली पीले मेरे पे ऐसे टूट पड़ा. That's how we have been conditioned. But the whole purpose of this bhakti, Krishna consciousness is so that our consciousness rises above. So this becomes a kind of a benchmark as to where we are. The next time an external stimuli comes to us, to retaliate in a thought, to retaliate with words, to retaliate with action, whatever be the stimuli, whether you're right or wrong, it doesn't matter. Think about Mother Sita. I suffered due to my past misdeed. She is the symbol of purity. Mother Sita does no mistakes. You and I do mistake. She is saying that it is my misdeed. And I will not return evil with evil. Gandhiji said, eye for an eye makes everybody blind. So this is the pastime of Lord Rama, Lord Hanumanji bringing Shri Ram's message to Sita Mai. So what can we understand from this? Rama never abandons his devotee, no matter what the challenges are. No matter. He will never. Mother Sita is his beloved devotee. He will not abandon. He will come to you. Impossible. There's nothing. It's impossible. He will never abandon his devotee. A person who takes shelter of Ramashraya, it removes all anxieties. So he tells her, you may give up your anxiety. So whoever takes Ramashraya gives up all anxieties. Correct? It removes. In Gurudwara also there's a nice bhajan. Sasa sasa simira Govinda, manantar ke utre chintaka. Every breath take the name of Govinda. It will remove all your miseries and anxieties. Vaikuntha, heaven is a place on earth. That's what it means. Ram Katha is the most precious possession of a devotee. Consider this as to where I am in my bhakti and in my sadhana. Whenever I say, I've been chanting now for 25 years, I still aren't able to concentrate, I still am not getting the taste. When will I get the taste? When will I get the taste? When will I get ecstasy? When will my voice choke up? All these things, because we read and we get very impressed with it. How eager we are to listen Many a times, because of circumstances, we cannot. I just said before the start of the class, my observation is as the temperature increases, as the weather becomes warmer, Sangha and the association drops. Also, we see in Bhagavatam, we read, in the scriptures, we read, there are these muratas. Early morning, you get up, you chant. Why? Because that is in the sattvic mode. Then it becomes the passion mode. Then it becomes tamasic mode in the night. So you see in our classes, Bhagavatam class, early morning, it will be around 20, 22, 23 people joining. In the evening, it's half that. So I can see how all our minds get caught up with this. Of course, please understand work and other priorities and other things are there. Fortunately, with technology, these are being recorded and we can at our leisure look at it. But do I have that lalach to come and join the class? How much it is. So Ram Katha, when that becomes my most precious possession, then I know that yes, I'm making progress. So these becomes like milestones and benchmarks. And finally, forgive, don't take revenge. And forgive because you have been forgiven. Each one of us is a Mahapapi. We are trying to be Maharati, but we are Mahapapi. What is Pap? We think Pap is murdering someone, stealing. Yes, they are Pap. Pap is anything, a sin is anything which takes you away from Krishna, which takes you away from your constitutional position. Even if you're eating vegetarian food, even if you're eating Jain vegetarian food, no onion, no garlic in the mode of goodness, even that is sin. If it is not offered to Krishna, why? Because eating that will get reaction. So we are extremely sinful. That's our nature. That's our conditioning. But we've been forgiven. We've been forgiven. I mean, Krishna doesn't keep account of that. He's waiting. Lord Rama is waiting. When will you put your back to face me? He doesn't even take all these things into consideration. Nandulal Prabhu said, there is no sin you can commit that Krishna can't forgive. Think about this. There is no sin that you can commit that Krishna can't forgive. People stand up, people fall down. Don't condemn. Someone has hurt you, look internally. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj said, when the faults in others delude you, stop, introspect. Introspect is this looking inside. No one can harm you if you don't harm yourself. So these are the instructions we can get from this pastime. Now this pastime is Sita Mai's Agni Pariksha. A lot of people get very disturbed with this, especially those who don't have an understanding. That iceberg, they just see the top level. Oh, Lord Ramchandra is Maryada Purushottam. He put his own wife. She's so chaste and all that. He's God. He should know everything. How can he be God if he doesn't even know whether she was chaste or not chaste, unchaste and all that? Why? Because Guru nahi hai. They haven't learned. They don't understand. They're just talking from the top of their head any nonsense, which their perceptions, what they think is right. Okay. So if we see here, after this, Hanumanji comes and gives the message. Yes, I've given your message. Mother Sita is very happy. So Ramchandra ji deputes Vibhishan to bring Sita Mai. Correct? Let Sita be brought before me after bathing, dressing, and adorning herself with these celestial ornaments. Outwardly, Rama is very composed, very sober expression. Imagine it's such a joyful expression, such a joyful occasion. He has killed a powerful enemy. He's going to be reunited with his wife. Okay. Sita Mai has a bath, dresses herself in ornaments. Correct. Nicely. Shringar is done. And then the monkeys, they're so excited to see Sita Mai, okay, that they all start jumping over each other and pushing and shoving and all that. You know how you see these celebrities, when these Bollywood film stars and all come to an event, the public goes mad. They're trying to get autograph or even just slightly touch. And then you have these bodyguards who are pushing everyone away, correct? So Mother Sita, when the monkeys saw her, they became very excited. Mother Sita, mother, our mother, our mother. Okay, so they were all crowding. So Vibhishan was moving them aside. But Lord Rama says, do not harass these monkeys. Please allow these monkeys to see Sita if they so desire. There are deep instructions in all this. Simple words, please allow the monkeys to see Sita if they so desire. Then Rama is not pleased to see Sita and he rejects her. Just think about it. The whole purpose of coming and fighting was to rescue Mother Sita. He is not at all pleased. He tells her, in truth, your appearance before me is not at all pleasing. No cultured man will accept a wife who has been embraced by another or who has dwelt in the house of someone else for so long. Just see these words. It's like a knife in your heart. They say words hurt more than physical. You slap someone. Okay, there's physical pain, but you insult someone, that goes in his mind and his consciousness. It remains there. So this is what Lord Rama is telling. Lord Rama, who's the sweetest, who's the kindest, who's the soft-spoken. Hari Kishore Prabhu just said few minutes back, he always spoke within that limit. Neither too much nor too little. Always having a sweet word, always according to logic, reason, sense. And this is what he's telling to his beloved. Lord Rama loves Mother Sita. He took that ek patni vrata, that one wife vow. To him, he's saying that you are not at all pleasing and making this kind of an accusation. How can a cultured man accept someone who has lived in another man's house for so long? Okay. Mother Sita is completely heartbroken, completely shattered, totally shattered. More than what the residents of Ayodhya, when the day Lord Rama will be crowned the prince and they came to know that he's got this banishment, their hearts were broken. Mother Sita's was, I mean, you can't even describe or explain it. There is no human experience. You can't make an analogy as to how she was broken, heartbroken. So she tells Lord Rama, never for a moment I have given up my chastity, either by body, mind, or words. Then she tells Lakshmana, please build a large fire for me to enter. Lakshmana looks at his brother like everyone is baffled what's going on. But Lord Rama is unmovable. His face is still very stern. So, of course, Lakshmana as a servitor, another instruction, no matter what you feel, no matter what references from Shastras and everywhere you'll have, but the obedience is prime. So if your Guru Maharaj says something, and everything in your body, every cell in your body is logic, intelligence, decency, this, that, everything it is putting up. No, you do it. So Lakshmana makes a huge fire, correct? Now Agni Deva, Lord Brahma, Indra, Shiva, all of them are present. And they vouch for Sita Mai's chastity. Agni says, "O Rama, your dear wife Sita is devoid even of the smallest tinge of sin." What is sin? Anything which takes us away from Lord Rama. Mother Sita couldn't even think, a thought also won't enter in her mind that would take her away. Totally absorbed. Then Lord Rama replies, the reason. Of course, people may say, "Arey, ye to Bhagwan ka leela hai, unki marzi." But he gives, it was necessary to Sita to undergo this trial just to convince the masses of her spotless purity. Then the question comes is, why does Lord Rama need to convince people like you and me? Why? Why would he do that? Because whenever they come, these great personalities is setting an example. They set an example so that we can follow, we can get inspired. And when we put those into act, our consciousness comes up. Then Madhupati Prabhu, in the afternoon talk which I had with him, he told me that, yes, duty is topmost. His duty as a king superseded that of a husband. And he's Maryada Purushottam. He knows if somebody else is a king and he has all the power, he will let that go and he say, no, this is my personal jati mamle mera. And that instruction is for us also. Tomorrow, if we are put in a difficult, of course, we have to take guidance. Just don't do anything whimsically. So this is the pastime. So what does it give us? Cleanliness is next to godliness. Lord Rama says, get her to bathe, dress, and adorn herself with ornaments. Cleanliness is next to godliness. If we keep our body clean, it helps in keeping the mind clean. If what goes inside, outside we use soap and shampoo, but what we put inside is prasadam. If we keep the inside and outside clean, our consciousness gets clean. Chetodarpana marjanam. It helps, correct? That's why they say cleanliness is next to godliness. Prabhupada's purport in Chaitanya Charitamrita, I think it's 1.129 and 130. I forgot which one. But in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Vaishnava etiquette is the ornament of a devotee. Of course, people, especially Matajis, wedding functions and all, you'll wear all that necklace, earring, this, that, and all that. Correct? These are the ornaments. Why if you wear an ornament? Ornament enhances whatever is beautiful. The ornament enhances the beauty. It makes it more attractive. Of course, with Krishna, it's the other way around. You put ornaments in Krishna, the ornaments gets enhanced. Krishna's beauty enhances the ornaments which he wears. But for us human beings, correct? So what is a devotee's ornament? Not gold, silver, diamond. The etiquette. Etiquette is the behavior. How a Vaishnava conducts himself with other Vaishnavas and with all other jivas in general. Not just human beings, even little ant. How he does that. So this is the ornament. When he says, Lord Rama says, dress yourself up with ornaments, we should understand Vaishnava etiquette. So if we need to come in Lord Rama's presence, is my behavior proper? That's what should come in my mind. Enthusiasm pleases the Lord. He removes all obstacles. These monkeys were jumping up and down. And properly so, Vibhishan was moving them. Give way, let Mother Sita pass. But Lord Rama saw how excited, kitna utsaah tha unke dil mein. Lord Rama, as long as we are enthusiastic, the impossible becomes possible. He'll take care of it. Duty supersedes personal considerations. We just spoke this. And then the other important one is, whatever Rama does or doesn't do, devotion is unconditional. Look at it from Sita Mata's point. Lord Rama should have known. He should have stood by her side. She also suffered with all these Rakshasnis pinching her and taunting her and troubling her. But even then, she went through the test of fire also. So whenever things happen to us, what happens? Arey, I've been doing so much. I do so much seva. I give so much donation. I'm following all the regulative principles. Why are bad things happening to good people like me? How much more can I go through it? No, that should not be. We should try not to have that. Of course, these things come up because it's a gradual process. We are still not there, but we should aspire to be there. Hey Prabhu, whatever it be, thy will be done. In Christianity, there's this prayer, right? Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Jo bhi aapki marzi hai, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So that thy will be done. Whatever comes, I look at it as a blessing. I look at it as a purification. If I get something great, I don't deserve it. If something horrible happens to me, I deserve it. It's my cleansing process. Okay. Finally, Lord Rama returns to Ayodhya with Lord Rama then says, yes, Sita Mata. Important point. When Mother Sita entered the fire, Prabhupada has given the explanation. It was the Maya Sita. No one can even touch Mother Sita except Lord Rama. No one can even touch. Impossible. So it was the Maya Sita. Look at it like a shadow, an embodiment of a shadow that Ravana dragged and took to Ashok Vatika. So when she went into the fire, that Maya Sita, that got burnt out, and the original, the pure Mother Sita, she came and reunited with Lord Ramchandra. Okay, so Brahmaji and all says that, after this, your father Dasharath, he was in Lord Indra's Indra Loka. Go meet him. So Dasharath Maharaj comes on his chariot and then he meets him. So Maharaj says, Dasharath, his father says, I still yearn for you to be able to see you return to Ayodhya and be installed emperor. And Lord Rama says, he's telling him now, ye ho gaya abhi 14 saal, I'm still longing for you to go. One request, please withdraw the harsh words spoken at the time of my banishment, disowning Kaikeyi and Bharata. Just see Lord Rama. What a personality. Wrongly banished, he accepted it. Conquered, great victory. He is being offered all the glories. Everything is being offered. What does he say? Only one request I have. Take back that disowning of Kaikeyi and Bharat. He's thinking of the Kaikeyi Mata was the cause of all this, right? Of course, her maid servant. Bharata was innocent, but he's thinking of them. Lord Indra offers Rama a boon. He says, in my presence, it's all auspicious. I'd like to do something for you. Please take a benediction. What does Ram say? Please bring back all the monkeys who died in my service. Always thinking of others. Humility is thinking less of yourself and more of others. Less of yourself, not low self-esteem. Spend less time thinking about yourself, more time about others. This is Lord Rama who through his actions is teaching us. Vibhishan Maharaj then arranges for Pushpak. Pushpak is an air chariot of Lord Kuvera's, correct? And it has a very special quality. This Pushpak Viman, it can, based on the person, on his thinking, it can take him anywhere and it can grow in length and breadth to accommodate how many ever people he wants. So Lord Rama says to Vibhishan Maharaj, my only request is give me a speedy passage back to Ayodhya, because going there by foot would be arduous journey. Now just think about it. If he's Bhagwan, how can he get tired? He's going by foot. He anyway came by foot, fought a war. Now to go back, why is he asking? Okay. So then he says, Vibhishan Maharaj says that, okay, if you ride in the Pushpak, you can go today. And he takes the entire Sena with him. Lord Rama takes the entire Sena, not only that, but also their wives. All of them get accommodated on the Pushpak Viman and then they fly towards Ayodhya. Now, as they're going, okay, Lord Rama starts pointing out the various places to Mother Sita. Arey, ye dekho, Rishyamukha mountain. This is where I met Sugriva. Okay, this is Agastya Muni's ashram. Yahan dekho, this is where Ravana kidnapped you. Okay, this is Chitrakuta, where Bharat Maharaj had come to meet me. So this way, in a reverse, you know how sometimes when we're watching a movie, you do that reverse, na? What they call fast forward and whatever. Rewind. Huh?
Flashback?
No, not flashback. Oh, remote, you go back.
Rewind.
Rewind. You go that rewind. So, and if you press it 1, it goes slowly. 2, it goes fast. Then 3x, you go, it goes fast. Correct? So this way, the entire journey, correct? When the aeroplane is flying, Pushpak Viman is flying, Lord, there is significance in this. See, just this gesture, there is instruction. So every word, every verse in Ramayana is filled with instructions. Of course, we don't have the time, nor do I have that intellect capability or even realization of purity to even get into that level of depth. I can only do whatever, listening from limited amount of listening. That's why the more you listen, the more you'll know, and more you know, the more you can serve, and more you serve, more you get realization. So this is what it was played. The entire forest life was displayed in reverse order. Okay? What does this tell us? This pastime is returning selflessness. Lord Ram is selfless. When everything is being handed over to him in platter, he's thinking of Kaikai and Bharat Maharaj. Correct? He is thinking of the monkeys. Unko benediction do, mujhe kuch nahi chahiye. Correct? Glorify others. You think Lord Rama himself couldn't have managed to go to Ayodhya? He could have had an airplane which is billion times more superior than Kuvera's. Who is Kuvera? Kuvera is a servant. The master will always have something which is better than what the servant has. But he wanted to give Vibhishan Maharaj that opportunity. So what happens is when we sometimes receive praise, the best way to handle praise for whatever accomplishment another Vaishnav sees in us is to become cognizant of the fact that I am not the doer. I'm only the medium. What I'm speaking now is like a loudspeaker. The loudspeaker is just moving front and back and vibrating the air. But that electrical impulse and signal is coming from a recording from somewhere else. The sound is mine. But those words, everything else is coming from a chain. It's not me. I'm only the medium. And what happens is when we recognize and understand in others and appreciate them, that brings a level of realization of who we are. Madhupati Prabhu said, I wish I have that enlightenment where I can realize I'm a das, a das, a das. And of course, glorify doesn't mean flattery. There's a difference between flattery and glorification. When you do flattery, it means mera kuch fayda hai udhar. Glorification is with an attitude of gratitude. You're so grateful that this person has done something. So glorify, always be in a mood of finding out isme kya gun hai. Don't look for nooks. A crow will always put his beak in garbage in the gutter, whereas a swan will always pick the moti, the pearl. So glorify others. Be eager for association. Lord Rama says, I want a speedy passage back to Ayodhya. His Sangha is there waiting in Ayodhya. Going there by foot would be an arduous long journey. So this is what is, we should be eager for association. Not once, TK Sunday, of course, when the days were good before COVID, Sunday Sangha hota tha. Maybe once a week somewhere Bhakti Viksha in somebody's house. Be eager for association. And then introspect. This reverse, rewind, entire forest life is an instruction for us to introspect. What am I doing? Am I doing enough? What went right? What went wrong? Talk to your buddy, someone whom you have confidence in, someone with whom you can share. That's one of the Vaishnava etiquette. Sharing your heart and listening to the other person's heart. You should have a buddy system. You can't go at it alone. So this is the instruction. Okay? And I bring this to a close. Just look at this picture. This is a train in India. In India, they have that first class, second class, and third class bogie. Correct? This is a little boy in a crowded third class bogie. Third class bogie means usme kuch zyada facility nahi hai. The fan will sometimes work, not work. The benches are hard, no cushion, overcrowded. Okay, all unreserved people are there because it costs very cheap and whatever. Here is this little child looking out of a train bogie. This is a first class bogie. Here also are two children. Look at them, so bored. They have the best of comfort. They have the best of everything. air-conditioned, posh. Waiter and bearer will come bringing things if they want. They don't know what to do. This child is yawning and his sister is, they have company of each other also still. They are bored to tears with all the creature comforts. What is it telling us? This child is with his father in a third class compartment, and these children are without father in first class compartment. So it doesn't matter. This material world is like a train ka bogie. I think Hema Jagannath Prabhu said in one of the class, if I remember right, either Hema Jagannath, some Prabhu, that your train, we are all going back to Godhead. It doesn't matter. He was talking in terms of progress. It doesn't matter if you're the first bogie or the last bogie. Everyone will reach over there. So a material world, if we look at in a material world, okay, it's a journey. We've gotten this life form of a human body. Material world, some of us with limited means, and there are some of us who have very good means. All the creature comforts are provided. It makes no difference. The maximum number of suicides happens in the wealthy. Think about it. The maximum number of suicide, the demographic, is amongst the wealthy people. It seems contraindicative. So as long as the father, who's the father? Lord Rama. If Rama is your father, if Rama is in the center, it doesn't matter आप third class में हो, आप first class में हो. We're all busy trying to get into first class. ये शारीरिक, our body comforts, we are trying to be more and more comfortable. But we are so bored, always looking for distraction. See this child, what does he have? Nothing. उसको कपड़े पहनने के लिए भी ठीक का ढंग नहीं है. एक लंगोट में they put him in one little coffin and he's sitting there and he's so happy. Just see his expression. This is Srila Prabhupada's expression. I just love this picture of Srila Prabhupada. Whatever Prabhupada says, he does. Whatever Prabhupada has said, thousands and thousands of instruction. Each one literally, you can make a library on what he has done, either by reading the letters to his disciples or in his pravachan or just by his general behavior. The way he takes darshan of the deity, the way he offers his obeisance. There's not a single thing that Prabhupada has said which he himself hasn't done. Acharya, Achar. Look at this expression, so beautiful this expression is. Then one of my Shiksha Guru, Adyavar Bhakti Rasamrita Swami Maharaj, the opulence, Lord Rama's principle of mercy is supreme. It overrides all other opulences. And that's what Lord Ramchandra has done over and over again. All you have to do is say, I take this vow, it is my vow that I will always give. Lord Ramchandra has said, all that we have to do is, from this point onwards, Lord Rama, I'm in your shelter. That's all. That's all which is required from us, my dear Lord Rama. So we've listened to 6 days. There are instructions. It should bring us to the point where through our heart, genuinely, don't worry whether we can do it properly, we can't do it properly. Don't worry about that. Oh, will I be able to do it? Will I be doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? Will it be displeasing? No. Just, hey Rama, please accept me in your shelter. And he says, I take this vow, it is my vow that I will always give fearlessness to those who take shelter of me, even once by saying, I am yours, my Lord. I am yours. See how beautiful this is. What does it require from me is nothing. What is he giving to me? Everything. So that mercy, that is mercy. I don't deserve it. That is mercy. And it overrides everything. That is who Lord Ramchandra is. And this picture of Srila Prabhupada, if you remember this, about Prabhupada has given about japa. Chanting is exactly like the genuine cry of a child for its mother. Mother Hara helps the devotee achieve the grace of Father Hari, and Lord reveals himself. No other means is as effective as chanting Mahamantra. It's a genuine cry of a child. Can you see Prabhupada's intensity, the absorption? We are doing japa, we are looking here and there. We do, at least I do japa, I'm trying to think when it will get over. Once upon a time, I used to mark myself kitna round ho raha hai. I used to have actually with a stopwatch. Oh, 6 minutes, 30 seconds. I should try and make it 6 minutes. In the morning, we have Mother Satyabhama. How nicely she chants. It's such a pleasure just hearing her chant. Perfectly, clearly, each and every word, no rush. I wish one day I hope, properly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Even Mataji is doing 16 rounds. So these become our examples, these become our benchmarks. So Prabhuji, Mataji, I bring this to a close. I'm sorry, I spoke a little lie. My ambition was to have 20 minutes for question and answers, but I've gone over. Please forgive me. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Simeshwar Prabhu, it's your call. I don't know what is the next step, or we can do it on Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya group. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful discourse, both to Hari Kishore Prabhuji and yourself. It's taking us to the deep realizations and understanding of Ramayana. That's what this exile is meant for. What we can learn from the each kanda, each chapter, each sarga, each character, each the things happened. It's so nice that we hear and Lord made this arrangement, showed the mercy upon us to hear the Lord Dham's pastimes in such a way that such a deep understanding. Yes, we are just trying, but of course, as it's mentioned that the Lord to learn, but it is just an attempt to purify ourselves, nothing else. That one who hears, one who speaks, one who asks question, everybody gets purified. So nice. Thank you so much for taking time to shower the mercy upon all of us, all the speakers, especially the speakers today, Hare Krishna Prabhu and yourself. Let's all give a wonderful Haribol to this. Wonderful.
Haribol.
Haribol.
Haribol. Haribol.
So
Haribol.
let's take some
Haribol.
time if anybody has any reflections or any comments, any questions. That is, yes, I mean, today is Ekadashi. According to the rule, Ekadashi, nobody should sleep. But
I have one question, Prabhuji.
please go ahead. Yes.
My question is to Amritananda Prabhu. First of all, wonderful, thank you so much for, sharing this wonderful Ram Katha, Hare Kishore Prabhu and Amritananda Prabhu. Prabhuji, you mentioned at the beginning of your slide that this Ram Katha is about, it was compiled 7,000 years back by Valmiki ji. As thinking that if you can help me reconcile, because this happened in Treta Yuga, and which is which was before Dwapar Yuga, and also in the Ramayana itself it says that compilation happens during the um, during the uh, during the exile of Sita Mata, and then Valmiki's he teaches it to Lava and Kush. They become the first recipient of it. So how do I understand this point, Prabhuji? Context of what you said.
I should have clarified it. The 7,000 years is where they had found the most ancient text, the written. Hello? The written, transcribed, what they have been able to discover is the farthest one going back is 7,000 years. But yes, you're right. According to what it is in the Treta Yuga, which is several tens and thousands of years before that. So what is the recorded, what so far has been able to, as how do you say, tangible proof as compared to Shabda proof.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes, thank you.
But you're right. It should have, the clarification should have been put there. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. Anybody else has anything to add? Any reflections? Maybe everybody hungry. Rebold.
Prabhuji, today just a quick note. Today I was getting kind of bored, but also running out of options to cook Ekadashi Prasad. So for Bhoga, I offered fruits. So from morning till night, I'm eating fruits only. And believe me, it's such a lovely feeling of neither am I hungry, but the body feels much lighter. Because I've just realized when we eat all of this cooked food, so to say, it makes us, at least me, kind of sluggish. So I was just talking with Savita that we should adopt at least on Ekadashi one day to go on a raw food, if possible, of course, with the home deities and all. But it's so. Lord Rama ordered this for 14 years, my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Go for anything else? Anybody has anything to add? Madhvati Prabhuji would like to add something.
Not a question or a comment on Vali and Lord Ramachandra shooting the arrow from the back. All right, Hare Krishna Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, I'm listening. Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing which I had heard that Vali was blessed with, no, she was given boon from Lord Brahma that whoever will fight against you, no, their strength will diminish if they fight from the front. Right, the strength will go on diminishing. The more they will fight from the front, the strength will, instead of the arrows hitting him, their strength will diminish who shoots the arrows.
Right.
So probably that was also one of the reasons. Apart from the reasons which you mentioned, there was also one of the probably reason where Lord Ramachandra shot the arrow from the back. Hey, first of all, you are carrying this boon, which not everybody. Everybody so why did Lord Ramachandra shoot the arrow from the back? It's Kshatriya.
Yeah, Prabhuji. I heard that story also. I tried to find a proof in Valmiki Ramayana of that. But that instance when they were fighting, I didn't find. Maybe I was just, it's a big thing, right? I was going through verse by verse.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
couldn't find that reason. That's one thing, Prabhuji. And second thing is like when the arrow was shot, it says that that arrow was shot and it went on the chest of Vali. So if he's shooting from the back, the like other Vaishnava says that if they're shooting from the back, that arrow should have gone from the back, right? But the chest, the Valmiki Ramayana says that that arrow was hit on the chest of Vali. So that means he's in the front. So he was hiding. The reasons they give is, I was listening to Subhavilash Prabhu and others. The reasons they give is, he doesn't want, Rama didn't want Vali to run away by seeing Rama. But if Vali runs away, right, the problem is like he may go and join with Ravan. It's going to be big mess, first thing. And the second thing is like he may take away Ruma, the wife of Sugriva, also with him. So agitate Sugriva more and he may not help her. Like, no, those are the reasons, like 4 or 5 reasons.
I see. Okay. Good. Very nice. Wonderful.
The other thing also I heard about when Lord Rama shot the arrow, it was not directly, it was actually cut the many trees and then cut through the trees and that's followed, and then it's actually finally hit to the Vali. And Vali was wearing a garland in order to identify. So Lord Rama was looking for a position to shoot the arrow properly. And the first time when Sugriva and Bali came, I mean, Lord Rama couldn't recognize. Lord Rama was very careful that, not shoot the arrow. So that's why Sugriva came first and failed, and then came back later. And Lord Rama suggested, you wear a garland so that I can recognize you. Then Lord Rama was behind palm tree. That's what is kind of. And then when Lord Rama shot the arrow, it's actually cut through these palm trees also, and that was powerful to hit on the chest of the Lord Ram. Yeah, many versions out there. Wonderful, very nice. Yeah, so very good. Another one wonderful realization of Lord Ram. Even Lord Ram was ready to forgive Ravan before Lord Ram shot the arrow to kill Ravan, and told Ravan, if you surrender now, I would accept you, I will forgive you all your sins, and I'll make you a king. But by this time, Lord already promised Vibhishan to be the next king of Lanka. Then Lakshmana asked, how can you make this false promise? How can you make him? He already promised to Vibhishan. So Lord Ram said, I'll make him the king of Ayodhya, not the Lanka. So that was Ram. So compassionate, so karunamaya. So it's beautiful, it's wonderful, beautiful to go through and adopt and accept, absorb the qualities the Lord Ram exhibited throughout his whole life, just for us, how a human should be. We can take that, that's a message. We can take that, that's the importance of going through Ramayana, how to live. It's very powerful. So let's, if there is nothing else, it's already 9:30. And if anybody else has anything to add, otherwise, thank you so much. And tomorrow is our concluding day. It's most beautiful and to learn a lot. We may have lots of, that's the most people, most criticizing Lord Ram. How could Lord Ram leave Mother Sita while Mother Sita was pregnant and leave to the forest alone? Who could do that? Which human can do that? So we'll see the misery tomorrow. And our dear Akhilesh Krishna Prabhu will cover the Uttarakhand. It's so beautiful and so nice to understand. And Lord's mercy. So please join, don't miss. And tomorrow, today's Ekadashi, tomorrow morning, the breakfast time is 6:04 to 9:49 a.m. So, and also please join us in the temple as well, if we can. Anything else? Anything else? Oji, Maturi Prabhu, Krishna Manda Prabhu, anything else to announce?
No, you covered. I think so. On Sunday, the morning, we have Mukunda Datta Prabhu's lecture, and in the evening, first on our channel, Radhika Raman Prabhu is speaking. Another devotee, the power of homeschooling, how at a very early age he graduated and and with wonderful credentials, and is now a professor in Utah.
Radhika Raman Prabhu.
Yeah, Dr. Ravi Gupta.
Yeah.
So, please join. That will be Sunday evening. And we are Govinda's on the weekend. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So please join all these events. It's so powerful, so purifying, rare opportunity. As a human, we don't know how long we are here. but this is rarely that we can attain. So it's very merciful. We are praying to the Supreme Lord. We are very grateful for the Supreme Lord in our own way, that showering this mercy to us to hear and goes through and getting deep into the real understanding of Divya Gyan, as Amritananda Prabhu said, Divya Gyan, which is not seen much on the top, but we have to see on the bottom. Adi Gadadhar Prabhu mentioned a very beautiful. So we all look that tree goes up and it goes fat and beautiful leaves, beautiful trunk, beautiful branches. But we all see that. But the power of that tree is how deep rooted that in the ground. If it is not deep rooted in the ground, even a small wind, even a small hurricane can just uproot the tree. So that's this world. If it don't grow deep, if our roots are not strong, so we can uproot any time in this world. So that's this all for, to get more deep rooted in the spiritual realization, devotional path, realization, understanding, and realize more.
Lovely.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's conclude if nothing else. Yeah. Okay. So let's pay our obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord.
वैष्णवृंद की जय, भगवान श्री राम की जय,
पर्यावरण
शिला
भगवान की जय।
Srila Prabhupada ki
जय।
Guru Premanande.
Thank you so much, Amritananda
Thank you.
Prabhu and Hare
Thank you.
Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you,
Amritananda
Hare
Prabhu ji,
Krishna
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna Prabhu ji. Wonderful day.
Loved it.
Thank you, Hare
Thank you.
Krishna
Thank
Prabhu.
you, Prabhu, for
Hare
putting this
Krishna.
together.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everybody. Hare Krishna.